jam. I still marvel at the wonder of Eurostar and the Channel Tunnel. For me, it's an achievement of my lifetime, which I really love and adore. Thank you, Eurostar. Now I just have to decide whether to go home to Glasgow via LNER, which is more reliable, or Avanti West Coast, with the risk that the train might be terminated at Preston for various reasons. Yeah. Lots of luggage, lots of passengers. Well, I don't normally gamble, but I've taken a gamble with Avanti West Coast. Broken rail, and we're at Preston. The two trains before us have been terminated. There's one over there, and we've been told that we're not being terminated, we are going through. So we'll see what happens. There's a broken rail at Penrith apparently, and there's somebody on the platform waiting for assistance. I've offered to help if assistance doesn't arrive. Bit busy. Well, we're going to York via Blackburn. A nice scenic journey, but not one I bargained for.
This is Hampton Bridge.
Well, that was an epic. Now at York. Well, it's now 5 o'clock, and I've now arrived at York, having left London Euston at 10:30. Had I been on the 10:30 from King's Cross, I would have been here at about 12:30. So I think we're heading for a 6-hour delay on Avanti. Not entirely Avanti's fault, but they don't seem to have a plan for dealing with anything that goes wrong. That's the problem. The ironic thing is, the next LNER service up the East Coast main line is the through train to Glasgow Central, which stops running in December. That's ironic. It's quite cold here in York, so I've put my scarf on. I suppose I've been in Italy for 2 weeks, that's why it feels cold. I don't often say this, how nice to see an Azuma. Well, made it to Edinburgh anyway, that's an achievement. And I discovered on real-time trains that had I waited at Preston, I'd have been there for another 2 hours. And I would have got to Glasgow a bit earlier had I done so. But as it happened, you have to make the best decision you can when you're left with a situation where there's no information and a lot of prevarication. You have to make decisions as you go along, and that's how we are. That train's supposed to precede this one, the Aberdeen train. It was running late, so this one went first. One of the few remaining LNER Edinburgh to Glasgow trains. The Avanti staff at Preston station said we had 3 choices. One was to take a train to Leeds and York via Blackburn and change at York. Choice 2 was to hang around and wait to see if they could find a bus to take us to Glasgow, which was unlikely given it was the school run time. And the third choice was to sit it out at Preston, although they couldn't say how long that would be. So when you're faced with those 3 choices, you have to make your own decision. And I took the decision that it was best to be on the move, and I got the train to York, which is why I'm now on the Azuma from York to Glasgow Central. And as it happened, I discovered on real-time trains that a train did leave Preston for Glasgow about 2 hours after I left. So I would have got to Glasgow a bit sooner than had I done this, but of course you don't know that at the time. You make the best decision that you can. This is Haymarket, and every cloud has a silver lining, because this may well be my last ever journey from Edinburgh to Glasgow on an LNER Azuma. So I'm going to make the most of this. Home again, Glasgow Central, 6 hours and 20 minutes late, which for me I think is a lifetime record delay. 6 hours 20 minutes late. Should have been here at 1500 on Avanti, and here I am at 21:20 with LNER, God bless them. Anyway, home now. No sign of Avanti staff anywhere to be seen at Glasgow Central, so we're just left to our own devices, and my last train home is gone because the temporary ScotRail timetable. So fortunately I've got the bike with me, so I'll be able to cycle home. But no thank you Avanti for not trying, although the staff on the ground were wonderful. It's the usual story of good staff, crap management. And I'm using LNER to get to London because yesterday nearly all the Avanti trains were cancelled, so I have very little faith in Avanti. And there's another shot of Glasgow Central. It leaves here at 06:48 in the morning.